Last week's headlines were dominated by the indictment of Donald Trump, so it is understandable that you may have missed this story about one of his rivals for the Republican presidential nomination. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed a bill banning direct-to-consumer car sales in the Sunshine State, but he left an exception for electric car companies like Tesla. And we all know how DeSantis feels about Tesla CEO Elon Musk, but there's more to the story. On this show, you know we like to follow the money. Well, this new law might fly under the radar of Floridians, but it doesn't serve consumers. And guess who it helps in a big, big way? Owners of car dealerships, who, lo and behold, are one of the most conservative and politically powerful lobbies out there. And our next guest can break it all down. Joining me, Alexander Salmon, politics writer for Slate. Explain to us what DeSantis did last week, because for the average consumer, you would think more options are better. I want to be able to get a car wherever I direct from the company at a car dealer. It's not like we love going to car dealerships.
Right. Of course, Americans hate car dealerships. DeSantis signed a law in Florida that basically massively curtails the ability of Floridians to buy cars direct from the companies that actually make them. So it's a huge giveaway to the dealers lobby, and they actually wrote this bill and lobbied for it hugely. And no surprise, they're also huge donors to Ron DeSantis.
You know all about this. You went to the car dealership convention, basically. And I think the average person out there, when we think, oh, who has a big lobbying effort, you'd think big pharma, big tech. You would not think car dealer owners.
Right, absolutely. So the car dealers lobby spent more on lobbying in this past cycle than the NRA did. So this is a more than the NRA in 2022. So this is an incredibly formidable political organization. They have tons of money, tons of resources. They're incredibly organized, and they go for conservative Republicans in particular in a major, major way. Why?
Where was this born?
It's interesting because the whole business is somehow is in a lot of ways predicated on regulatory capture. The car dealer is the consummate American middleman, right? It's someone who doesn't create the thing that he sells, but makes an incredible profit off of it. And so for that business to continue, they've needed exhaustive protections at the local, state, and federal level for that business to go on. And so they've, taken those winnings, and the winnings are substantial, and they've plowed them into political campaigns, into lobbying, into influence networks all over the country. And that's shored up those profits and made them basically one of the richest groups anywhere in America.
Isn't that amazing? In almost every industry, we have seen technology move forward and the middleman gets cut out, except this one, dependent on regulation. Compare how much they give to Republicans to Democrats. What is it? 3-1?
It's about 6-1. It's overwhelmingly Republican.
Now, you went to their convention. Tell us what it was like.
Yeah.
Again, one would not think the car dealership lobby is so rich and powerful.
Right. And the last 2 years have been incredibly remunerative for them. So average profits for dealers are up 180% over 2019.
180.
Yes. So they're raking it in. They're doing better than ever. And they were already doing great. I mean, this is a group that there was a study out of Berkeley on the 0.1% of American earners, and car dealers were one of the top jobs for that crust of society, the very top stratum of the American rich.
And why are they so politically conservative?
Well, because for one thing, because they're very rich. It's these things go hand in hand, and
not always.
Maybe not always, but in this case, it's something where they make a ton of money. They absolutely need political support to continue, and it goes all the way down. It's interestingly, if you look at the Trump tax code and the way that's structured, it was structured to advantage firms like car dealerships. So very wealthy, make a ton of money. Family firms often are passed down. And
considered small businesses,
exactly. They sort of exemplify the spirit of American capitalism. But of course, it's anything but that. These are huge companies, make a ton of money, and they do that so because they've been able to capture the political system.
What was the craziest thing you experienced when you went to this convention?
Oh, it's where to begin. Well, the event was sold. There was a big blowout party the first night. Brad Paisley played. I mean, the list of musical guests alone, it was like a small music festival. So we had Nelly, had Brad Paisley, we had Sugar Hill Gang, Smash Mouth. All were.
And it's just a multi-day party.
It's a multi-day party. There are open bars every 50 feet, basically, from 8 a.m. until you tap out. But also there are these, there are these events, there's these colloquiums, and some of the, most important Republican luminaries also came. So Nikki Haley was there, Greg Gutfeld from Fox News, and the list goes on and on. So yeah, there was a lot of craziness.
Ringing the bell and cashing in. If you're wondering in Florida why you can't buy that car directly from the car manufacturer, that's why. The powerful, powerful lobby.